now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the third experiment. The aim of the experiment is microscopic study of atherosclerotic coronary artery. So microscopic study means here the coronary artery, which is not normal actually, which has a atherosclerosis changes. So this atherosclerotic changes in the coronary arteries. So the cross section of that coronary artery on the slide we can see as a microscopic view. Okay, today, and let's know about the this atherosclerotic coronary artery, basically the microscopic study of this. First of all, we'll know about that this is the heart where we can see it has been pointed out. This is the coronary arteries, right? So the coronary artery is the artery which supply blood to the heart muscles. We can see it has different branches, and through the different branches, it can supply the blood to the heart muscle, right? And here it has shown a blockage. Okay, so if you see the in large view of this coronary artery, so here the normal coronary artery looks like this way. Okay, where the lumen is wide, okay, and healthy. There is no any occlusion, no any pathological changes in the lumen, basically in the intima region. Okay, this one is a abnormal coronary artery in compared to this normal coronary artery. What we can see here in the abnormal coronary artery, we can see this image, and you can compare with this one, right? So here we have plaque formation inside the lumen. You can see the lumen become very narrow. You can see it's a very wide lumen, but this lumen become narrow because of formation of plaque inside the blood vessels. This particular artery, and the blood may not flow freely through this narrow lumen of this artery. Okay, so this is narrowed, or may can say it may can block this the lumen. It may not allow the blood to pass freely. Okay, there is a turbulence in the blood flow. Okay, so this result in the coronary artery disease. Okay, coronary artery disease, which results from the buildup of fat and cholesterol. Okay, uh, for fat and cholesterol, the deposits when it build up inside the the coronary artery wall, then that fat and cholesterol deposits, we call it as a plaque. This is what we have written, plaque. Okay, this plaque is something chemically, it's a fat and cholesterol deposits. Okay, so when this plaque build up in the wall of the coronary artery, then it leads to coronary artery disease actually, right? So this process is known as the formation of plaque formation. Usually leads to, you know uh, this means what I want to say, that the plaque formation takes place through a process, and that process is called as a atherosclerosis process, right? So atherosclerosis is a process through which the plaque formation takes place inside the wall of the any artery. So here the specific artery which is shown is a coronary artery here, right? And this atherosclerosis process can be partially, or it can be completely. So we can see this is a partially. Okay, partially, half of the lumen has been deposited with the fat and cholesterol in the form of what we say plaque. So this is partial atherosclerosis. Okay, there may be the completely, means entire wall will be affected, and where we can get the uh, deposition of the fat and cholesterol inside. So it blocks. What is the why? What effect? What is the effect of this plaque? If the plaque is built up, what will happen? So basically, this blocks or affect the flow of the blood through these blood vessels, right? So now next, you can see this image. This is the normal blood flow. Okay, this is the normal blood flow, and where we can see the lumen. This is there is a mistake here. It's a lumen, lumen. So lumen is white. Okay, and in the white lumen, the blood flow is normal. Okay, it can flow freely. But when the this blood the artery, the blood vessel become narrow. Okay, here you can see this is the lumen. This much is the lumen here. Okay, the lumen is only head of this diameter. So there will be low blood flow in compared to what we see in the free blood flow, the normal blood flow when the lumen is white, right? And this lumen is narrow because of the plaque formation. Okay, the plaque formation causes the lumen of the artery to become narrow. And the third image we can see that there is a thrombus, right, which has been made. Thrombus is a clot. Okay, so blood may get clot because of some internal mechanical damage, or when the blood flowed through this plaque. So platelets get activated because of collision with this abnormal plaque, and this can activate platelets and further activates the clotting cascade. And because of that, this clotting cascade makes a clot, and you can see now there is a complete obstruction of the blood flow. Now there is no blood flow here, right? So there is an obstructed lumen. The lumen is completely obstructed, and there is no blood flow. Now what will happen? This is a very severe condition. Okay, where the cells which get blood through this artery. So the blood will not be taken to the cells, tissues, and the cells and tissue start to die because of the lack of oxygen and lack of nutrients and accumulation of the waste product. Okay, and this cell death results as a what we call as an infarction, the damage. And the symptoms, the clinical presentation is that the because of that damage that occurs in the tissues, there is a chest pain, what we call as angina, right? So here we let's know about the experiment, that how we can do this. So here we need the one microscope. We need a microscope. We need a permanent slide uh, with the cross-sectional view of this atherosclerotic coronary arteries. Okay, it should be stained, and this and we need this light source so that we can see the object properly. And we need pencil, notebook to draw the diagram what we observe under the microscope, right? Now this is what we need to what we will see under the microscope when there is a atherosclerotic uh, coronary artery. So atherosclerotic coronary artery have a plaque. The lumen is narrow. Okay, this is the plaque you can see, which is not normally seen in the wall of the artery, right? So here we see the partly or partially clogged artery. So this artery is partially clogged, means partially there is a some obstruction. Okay, this is another microscopic view, another slide, where you can see also here the partially there is a plaque formation inside the wall of this coronary artery, and this may lead to coronary artery disease. So what we see here also, we have three different images I have shown here. So first, second, third. This is third image, and here also we can see the plaque formation, okay, and the lumen become normal, not normal, but we say the narrow, okay, and finally the artery disease occurs, okay. So observation is the image shows narrowing of the lumen due to plaque, right? This is the observation we can see under the microscope, that the lumen, which should be normal, that what we have seen in the previous experiment 2, where we have studied the structure of coronary artery, normal coronary artery. So if you compare with the normal, so this is the patient coronary artery where the patient has a plaque, right? So in compared to the normal, we can see there is a plaque. So the image in our observation, we can write that the image shows narrowing of the lumen, and this is mainly because of the plaque formation, right? And what is the interpretation we can do now? The interpretation is the atherosclerosis of coronary artery. You can write here now because you can see the plaque clearly. So we can say that there is a atherosclerosis of coronary artery because this artery is coronary artery, right? And what are the complications now? What are the complications the patient may get now if there is a confirmed cases of partial or complete atherosclerosis of the artery? So here the complications are the severe complications where severe narrowing can lead to. When there is a severe narrow, this is not a severe narrow, but when there is a severe narrowing of this lumen, then this leads to angina, which is a chest pain. It leads to ischemia, which is what the lack of blood supply, and it leads to an infarction, which is an obstruction caused by the thrombus, okay, which which obstruct the blood flow to the tissues, okay. So this is the infarction, and these kind of complications may occur, and finally the patient have a coronary artery disease, heart attack, or what we say. Okay. So today we have studied the experiment third. Now related to this, if you have any question, you may can ask. Okay. Any question?